Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pooja. I'm an integrative nutritionist and I work with women who have hormonal issues. So this is the video that I'm going to be doing on estrogen dominance, because that is something that we established at the beginning of the series, that it is one of the main reasons why PCOD has become so common. And estrogen dominance is actually not only affecting people who have PCOD, but in general, women are usually crippling with it. You see a lot of estrogen dominance in cases of cancers, breast cancers and stuff. It has become really common because estrogen keeps building, and like I explained in my previous video, because the fertility rates are gone down, we are not having that many babies and we are not feeding our babies for that long, the estrogen keeps accumulating. So it is very common, and in general, even if you're looking at hormonal imbalance, then that's the first thing that you need to be looking at, that it could be an estrogen dominant issue that might be feeding into any of your hormonal issues, and PCOD can be one of them. So this particular video, we're going to be focusing on how do we reduce estrogen, because yes, we know that fertility rates are going to be going down. We are not going to do anything about it because that's how it is. So how do we mitigate this danger of estrogen building in our bodies? So one of the most important things that you would want to look at when you're looking at estrogen dominance is your liver health. If you have a compromised liver health, then that is where the real problem lies. So improving your liver health, if you have a fatty liver issue, then looking into that will really help you eliminate the excess estrogen that is building up in your body, because liver has this mechanism, a robust mechanism in place where it can get rid of your excess estrogen. So liver health becomes really important. So how do we improve the liver health? Seeing what is it that is putting extra pressure on liver. Why is it that it's not performing the way it should? It is mainly not performing well because of excess refined foods, sugar intake that we are doing, a lot of fructose and sucrose that is going out in our body through refined foods and white food, pasta and white flour and sugar and things like that. It's putting extra pressure on liver. The second thing that is putting pressure on your liver is alcohol, and I see this in a lot of women who are actually heavy drinkers actually start having estrogen dominance issue, because they're having the alcohol, which obviously gets broken down in liver, and when the liver is actually getting a lot of pressure from the alcohol consumption, then it is not able to get rid of the estrogen that is building up. So reducing your alcohol intake, definitely if you are planning to use this protocol for the next 3 months, then in 3 months you'll have to give up on alcohol so that liver can actually recover and can start working the way you want it to work. The third thing that puts pressure on liver is again a lot of junk food, the deliveries that you're taking from outside, which is made in rancid oil, that actually puts extra pressure on the liver. So that is what we want to avoid. We want to avoid the sugar, we want to avoid the alcohol, and we want to avoid the bad oil that we are consuming because of the food that we are eating from outside, ready to eat meals and things like that. So those are the 3 things which will reduce the pressure on liver that is already there. Now, if you have liver issues, which is obviously something that you would have established, you would usually get symptoms like indigestion, and if you after a heavy meal you feel really heavy and it just doesn't get digested properly. You have acidity, you have gastric issues, you have a lot of bloating. These are all indications that there is a problem in the liver. Yes, liver is the detoxifying agent. It detoxifies the whole body, but it needs a detox as well for itself. So the best way would be to detox the liver before we start the protocol, and it is something very simple that you can do. Apple cider vinegar and lemon are very good agents which can detoxify your liver. I'm going to be putting up a recipe of a drink that you can make from apple cider vinegar and lemon on my YouTube description box, so you can use that and you can have that first thing in the morning. It will just help you cleanse your liver. You can have that first thing in the morning, and if you have severe indigestion issues, then you can actually have it with every single meal, and it's a very safe way to just cleanse your liver. The second thing that you can do to improve your liver health is to actually increase your poultry, dairy and egg consumption, and it is all of these things which are rich in fat, good fats, because that's what you need to improve your liver health. And there is a substance called choline which is present in poultry and meat and eggs, which is actually used as a supplement for people who have liver issues. So obviously the choline is present in these products, so you can actually increase your intake of animal fat, poultry and eggs, and that will give you the choline which will help to boost your liver health. The third thing that you can do is improve the intake of cruciferous vegetables in your diet. What are cruciferous vegetables? These are vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, artichoke. These are the things which actually have a component called DIM, D-I-M, which is actually used for a lot of women who are having high estrogen in them, because of which they have breast cancer. And DIM supplement is given to them because it improves their liver health, and then it also helps to get rid of the excess estrogen that is building up in their bodies. So that is something that you can do, is basically increase the intake of cruciferous vegetables. At least one portion of cruciferous vegetables every day in your diet will really help you reduce that estrogen in your body and improve your liver health. The next thing, obviously, to improve your reduce your estrogen levels would be, like I said in my previous video, to improve the fiber in your diet. So the more fiber you will have, which obviously you're going to get from the cruciferous vegetables, because that is really a lot of fiber there, but in general, just improving your fruit intake and lots of salads if you can include in your diet, then that will help you give that fiber that you need, on which the estrogen can bind and get out of the system. So improving the fiber can really help. If you have chronic constipation and you're not clearing up every day, then having like something like isabgol in the night might just help. The next thing we're going to be doing for reducing our estrogen dominance is to reduce the estrogen mimickers. We talked about this in our last video, that plastic, using a lot of plastic in your plastic containers, or using cling foils on your food, plastic bottles for water, avoid those, because it has a lot of BPA in it, which actually then acts as estrogen mimickers and increases your estrogen levels in your body. So any chemical, like for example, there are a lot of chemicals that are being put in your cosmetics as well. The hair color that you use, that has all very high in bad chemicals, which can then increase your estrogen levels. So avoiding any chemicals and avoiding any plastic will really help in reducing the estrogen levels. And there are a lot of amazing makeup companies these days who are actually not using any chemicals in their products. So just look out for things where you are avoiding the use of chemicals in your cosmetics. So the next thing that we have to look at is the dairy consumption, because that is something that we had picked up in the last video, that a lot of dairy, which is actually high in estrogen because of the kind of hormones that are given to the cows, actually find their way into our food and into the dairy products that we use, and that kind of increases your estrogen levels. So I'm not saying that dairy is bad, it's just the way we are sourcing it has become really bad. The commercial milk that is available in the Tetra packs is actually just white poison for you. There is nothing in it. They have actually taken off every single ingredient from it, because they pasteurize it and homogenize it at such a high temperature that actually everything, literally everything, whether it's protein, whether it's the calcium, whether it's any digestive enzymes, the good digestive enzymes that are present in raw milk, everything kind of just gets denatured. So there is nothing actually in the milk that you're using and you're getting from Tetra packs, which are quite expensive, and you feel that you are actually sourcing it from the right company, but they're actually very bad for you. So I would say just go back to the traditional way of sourcing milk, which is if you have like a local dairy and the guy actually sources it from there and brings it to your home every day. Dairy from A2 cow variety, which is actually the A2 milk that you started getting in India everywhere, and it is a very good quality, and it is not manufactured in bigger quantities in large scale industries. Just sourcing the dairy from the right place will actually do you no harm, and it actually will give you a lot of benefits. So just sourcing it from the right place and getting the full fat milk and not skimming it or not toning it would be the best way to actually get all the benefits from it. So traditionally, how we would use the dairy milk that we used to get was from a local dairy, and then you would boil it, and then obviously there will be some cream on top, and then we would use the milk. The cream would then be converted into butter that we would consume, and then eventually it will also be converted into ghee, which we would consume. So we would use the milk in an appropriate way, and we were using different kinds of milk products made through the same milk, and that's traditionally the way we do it. And I think that's the best way to just follow those rituals, and then you cannot actually go wrong with dairy. The dairy produced commercially is where the problem is, because they denature pretty much everything because they want to increase the shelf life of the milk. So avoiding commercially produced milk but sourcing it from the right place would be the way I would say to look at dairy. Again, sourcing becomes really important when we are talking about good fats also. So if you are looking to increase animal fats, or increase the poultry in your diet, or eggs in your diet, or mutton in your diet, then obviously just source it from the right place, organic, where not too many chemicals are used to manufacture it, and it's not done on a very large scale. You know where it is coming from. If you know the source from where you're sourcing it, that will be the best way to avoid any kind of estrogen that can build in your body. So yes, this is how you will be able to mitigate the excess estrogen building on in your body, improving your liver health, having a lot of good fats in your diet, improving the fiber intake, sourcing the dairy from a right place, and just giving yourself a break from alcohol and refined foods will take care of the liver. And then once liver starts functioning properly, you will see that your estrogen problems will also subside very, very quickly. So I hope you like this video. If you have any questions, please by all means put them on the comment section and I'll be happy to help. Otherwise, I will see you in my next video. Thank you.